Okay. That was just Searing Ray and Lightning Spire, by the way. Doing work for us. Okay, so let's go back up and continue our work on Layer 5. Layer 5 has been trying to kill us tonight. The volcano, which was dumb for me to even enter, almost killed us, but we made it out with our life. And then we got shafted, but we're okay. We're still alive. And let's just calmly get back to the business of taking out Layer 5. Well, that's a good question, JR. I have a Shure SM48 microphone. Alright, so I'm going to pull up and cast this, and then we can just move up and blast this guy, and he's dead. Alright. That wasn't the ideal spot for that lightning spire, but it was good enough. Huh, vampire bats. These seem new. Oh, this is a good question. So, the rod... I was saying the wrong thing. The lightning rod is right here. And it's an evocable item that shoots electricity. But I actually meant the lightning spire. And so I'll show you that. It's a spell where you summon this spire of lightning that sits on the ground, and then whatever enemy you're targeting, it will target and just shoot electricity at it. And so it's like having a buddy just shooting electricity at enemies, and it's really, really strong. And the other cool thing is it can distract enemies and make them go attack the lightning spire instead of attack you. So this vampire bat must be new to this version of Dungeon Crawl. At least it feels like it is. I haven't seen this graphic before. It's not a very hard enemy. It just seems like it has a new picture. Or it's new. I don't know. Either way. I have some buddies who have been playing a lot of this version and have been asking me questions, and I'm like, unfortunately, I actually don't have that much experience with it. I'm learning a lot as I go. Alright, so I'm going to cast Mephitic Cloud. Right there. Mephitic Cloud makes this big green gassy cloud of doom, and it can confuse the enemies. So these question marks mean that these wolves have been confused, and that means that they most of the time won't do what they wanted to do. Yep, I see it. Here it comes. Thank you for spotting that elephant, JR. So we've got wolves and an elephant to deal with. So I'm summoning my lightning spire, and it's right here. And you can watch the lightning spire in action. It just shot some electricity out. And, oh, there's 2 elephants, in fact, incoming. So this is time to run away. I'm going to run here, and we're going to go up the steps. And we're going to take this elephant with us. Now, one of the things you have to be careful of with elephants is that they can push you back in a similar fashion to like dragons and some big enemies. And no, JR, thank goodness. This is a regular elephant. Most of the statues are dire elephants, which are even bigger and more dangerous. The lair just will sometimes have big packs of elephants in it. So thankfully the statues are still there. This is just random pack of elephants that was wandering around. So you have to be careful that they can knock you off the steps, which is really, really painful. I'm going to summon my lightning spire, and I'm just going to stand here, and we're going to shoot at this guy, right? You see it right there. That's what happened. The elephant pushed me back, and it says the elephant tramples you, and you stumble backward. And so that is an elephant smashing us. Now, you have to be careful. If he tramples you and smashes you into a wall, you take extra damage, so you want to get away from him when he's going to do that. And one thing that's tough about elephants is that they just happen to have a lot of hit points. So, like, I'm using Lightning Spire on this guy, and I'm using my Searing Ray, but he's not dead. Oh, you don't take extra damage, Snack Man? What's up, man? Well, good. Well, then, completely cancel that. I guess I've just been playing too much Hades recently, where you take damage if you get smashed into the wall. Oh, it's only with Force Lance. Okay, so Trample doesn't do it, but Force Lance does. Okay, well then, that's good to know. This is why I love having Snackman come into the stream. He knows every single interaction in the game, which I do not. Now, I'm just going to blast this guy with, I guess, Disintegration. Yeah, there we go. So, he got hit by the electricity, and I think it rebounded off the wall and hit him again. Yeah, so it says here the bolt of electricity hits him, and then he actually died, and then it bounced back and hit my Lightning Spire. The Lightning Spire must just be either immune to electricity or it doesn't have a hit point bar. Either way, we win. So let's rest and get our stuff back. And let's go back down. Alright. Alright, Layer 5. We see what you're doing. Alright. Here we go. I'm just going to cast Lightning Bolt at this dude. Yep, and he's gone. Sometimes you roll really well with Lightning Bolt, and it just embarrasses enemies, and then other times, it does nothing. Alright, so here they come. I'm actually going to cast a Fulminating Prism, and I'm going to put it right here. And I'm going to step back, and there. Is my Lightning Spire still here? Yeah, it is. Okay, great. This is a lot of elephants, and so I'm probably going to have to run. But, yeah. This is a bit too many elephants, so I'm going to cast one spell for fun, which is called Orb of Destruction, like this, and then I'm going to run away. And it almost killed that guy, and then my Lightning Spire, the nice Lightning Spire that it is, it killed him. So, I think, Snack, you can help me with this, but unlike Battle Sphere, Lightning Spire just fires on its own accord. On any target that it feels is hostile to you, you don't have to target it, you don't have to do anything. It just starts shooting at bad guys. Which is great, because Battle Sphere, you kind of have to prompt it by casting a spell or targeting the enemy, but not Lightning Spire. It prioritizes whatever you hit unless you tell it otherwise. Well, that's great. It's a very good friend of mine. I think I'm going to drop in some Ice Blast here. It should do work. Let's try another Ice Blast. Oh, God. This is the pack of elephants that keeps on giving. Sometimes there's more elephants than you want, and you just run away. Oops, I didn't mean to hit that fungus, but we did. Okay, so the stairs up are right over here, and we're just going to lightly head over in that direction. We don't have enough magic points to really handle this, so we'll come back after we've rested. One of the great things about version 0.26, when they changed it so there was no spell hunger, was that you can really do this as a spellcaster, which is take your time and get your mana back, your magic points back, and not worry about food. It's terrific. Now I'm going to check my inventory. I do have an amulet that I don't know what it is, so I'm going to read Identify, and it's an amulet of regeneration, and it's a ring of ice. And I'm going to drop a ring of ice and an amulet of regeneration. I'd love to get not a lot of quality of life changes for 0.27, which is fine, you know. I'd be fine with like another yeah, the music is Super Mario Brothers Yoshi's Island, I believe, JR. .27 has... Are they adding a new god or anything like that? That would be kind of cool. Or a new... I'm always down with new backgrounds and species. Okay. But it might be too early to ask about, you know, the main thrust of .27, given that we just had .26 come out. Alright. So let's go down a different staircase. Okay. Maybe that was the same staircase and I just made a mistake. Tactical error. Alright. What can I do here? Oh. They're reworking Ashenzari because they're taking out cursed items? Wow. What, so the scroll of remove curse is just going to be out of the game? That's really interesting. Man. I mean, and I think that that's probably okay, but I will have to say that, like, this game is definitely not the game that I started playing 10 years ago with starvation and curses and bad potions just killing you left and right. You know what? That's a good question, JR. I think ultimately, Snackman's point is good, and also, if you're once you've played the game a bit, you can just work around curses pretty easily, and it's not a big deal. So it's more of an annoyance than anything once you understand them, at least for me. It's more of a just, do I have enough remove curse scrolls? But, I don't know. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. It's possible. Alright. I'm gonna just teleport here. I can't, unless I can Mephitic Cloud these guys. Yeah, JR, exactly. I'm going to have to teleport because I don't have a good escape mechanism here. If I step into the water, I'm going to move slower. There. I am running a little bit low on teleport scrolls, though, which is scary. I'd love to get some blinking scrolls. It's really a shame. Oh, a bunch of cool titles? Well, that's your bread and butter, Snack Man. You love the titles. I'm excited about that. I'll tell you what. You know what I could use is a basic spellbook of translocation. I think Blink, just uncontrolled Blink would be helpful. Some silly references. Oh, that's cool. Nice. Mummies. Will I ever beat the game with a mummy? It's such a good question. I have to if I want to beat the game with everything, but I find mummy to be really, really hard. That's funny. Mummies are hard, JR, because they aren't good particularly at much, except like necromancy, and they are slow to level. They have a bad experience modifier. Their attributes are not that great, and their skill bonuses are not that good. So... But the main thing is they can't drink potions. Like, they can't... Yeah, as Snack's saying, they can't drink potions. So you're sitting here, and so many of the ways that you get yourself out of trouble is by drinking a potion. And as Mummy, you can't. It really is bad. And honestly, they used to have the benefit of the fact that they didn't need to eat. It was kind of a cool thing about Mummy, was that they didn't eat. So you could never starve to death or whatever, but now that food is not a thing, that is gone from their skill set. So you're saying if you transform into a spider as a mummy, you get confused locked? I don't know if I've ever done that. All right, we're going down. We're looking around. Oh, I see. Yeah. Because you can't drink the potion to get out of it, you mean? Like, the only solution to that problem, really? Yeah, that's lame. I mean, because there really is nothing else you can do. There should be an anti-hex wand or something like that. Yeah. It's true. They're just like, oh, I'm dying to an enemy that normally is a joke. Hey, Saint Ross, what's up, my friend? Good evening. How you doing? I know. I feel like that sometimes. So, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but there's been a few hits in there where I've just been whacking people with my staff of conjuration, and I've actually been pretty happy with the damage it does. So it has a chance, if I hit, to just do a big surge of magical energy to the opponent. Is that what this baby does? It can blast enemies with pure energy. Yeah, it's actually not bad. And it's +5 accuracy. So here's a question. Is it ever worthwhile to train stabs with a caster just so you can hit a little bit better and do a little bit more damage with your staff once you run out of magic points? I find myself running out of MP a lot with this character, but I don't know if that's just because I'm overexerting myself. It doesn't help too much. Okay, Snack. Yes, JR, you are 100% right. It is time to go deeper. And when I look at my spells, I guess I could... Oh, I see. So the blast scales off of evocations. Huh. I was hoping it would... and conjuration. I see. I see. Well, I'm working up to tornado. It's going to take a while, everybody. 9th level spell. Alright. This is fine. I'll just keep going with this. Good old Lightning Spire, just super efficient. Yeah, my MP is just in such bad shape. I really need a ring of... Yeah, that's a good point, JR, because it's 9th level. I can cast it exactly 3 times. However, the amazing thing about Tornado is it affects the whole screen, I believe. Is that right? Does Tornado hit everything in line of sight? Or... something like that. And the cool thing is, JR, if you kill a bunch of enemies with... It's a large area that expands over a few turns, and it shrinks down. Yeah, and the really nice thing, JR, is because the god that we're worshiping, Behemoth, gives you bonus MP when you kill enemies. If with AoE you kill like 5 enemies, you could get a lot of your magic points back right there. So it can be really good. That's providing, though, that there's a bunch of enemies on the screen and that they all die, which isn't a guarantee. But it's going to be a bit before I get into that world. Yeah, exactly, JR. You really benefit if a bunch of weak enemies are on the screen. Then you can just start wreaking havoc. Alright, I got to get out of here. The blink frogs are too much for me. That many of them are too much for me. I can win this fight. Eventually. I know. Blink frogs come in packs. There's several enemy types in this, JR, that just come in packs. Yaks, blink frogs, elephants. You've been seeing a lot of them. That's just to name a few, by the way, but yeah. And so, take him upstairs, hit him with my staff. Charge it back up. Go down. Hello. Cast my lightning spire. This is not ideal. I'm gonna, oops. That was the wrong thing to have done. I meant to cast, Mephitic Cloud. Put it, like, here, maybe? Oh, it won't work on the cane toad. I don't know what I'm thinking. I'm thinking to get myself killed, I guess. Okay. Alright. Gotta be careful in this spot. We will just go ahead and drink a heal wounds, first of all, and then... let's see. What's the best play to get out of here? Honestly, I'm just going to go back to drinking haste. I have so many haste potions that I can afford to do stuff like this just to escape. Alright, that was dumb. I'm just standing there by the staircase trying to fight stuff with Searing Ray. Not very smart. Oh, Hydra. Oh, not the best time for my lightning spire to go away. Got him. That lightning spire just took that Hydra for me. I appreciate that, lightning spire. Yeah, cane toads are really hard. Blink frogs, also hard. Regular frogs, not really, but cane toad, no joke. I think we can do this okay. Yeah, we had the bounce there. Ooh, level 14. See, so we got one more MP from leveling. You really don't get a lot of MP. The Hydra is hard for sure. The Hydra depends on how many heads it has. Although I don't know if the Hydra's heads affect its hit points at all. I don't think it does. It just affects its damage. Or am I wrong about that? Do a Hydra's heads affect its hit points, or is it just damage that they do? Okay, that's what I thought. See, this is why Lightning Spire is great. It's just 18 times head damage. So, a 4-headed Hydra doesn't do as much damage, but it has as much health. That's an interesting point, St. Roz. I like that idea. Thank you for mentioning that. Yeah, you don't want the enemy to get 2 hits in a row. That's devastating. Exactly, JR. So you can see right here the Lightning Spire doing some work where it's actually blocked the polar bear. And I can stand back here and just watch this happen. Now, the polar bear was smart and he went around it, which is funny. but we can just do that. Exactly. Yeah, Hydras are... It's funny about... Like, one thing that I think is... I don't know if funny is the right word, but just interesting about this game is that it's so... There's so many enemies that you just have to learn the hard way. And then once you know the trick to them, they're usually not that bad. It's up north, JR. It's up here on the map. So Hydras... Oh god. I summoned a nameless horror instead of my lightning spire. That's bad. Oh, cool. You've created a few do-it-yourself learnies?